Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Charan HR. I am from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. In this video, I will be discussing about OSI model. I hope it will be informative and helpful to all. Now I am working through introduction. The open system interactions media describes the 7 layers computer systems used to communicate even a network. It was a first standard model of network communication adopted to a major computers and telecommunication companies of earlier in 1980s. The modern internet is not based on OSI model, but it is a simple TCP or IP protocols. The 7 OSA models, which are widely used for visualizations and communications in network operations, and also it is helpful for troubleshoots network problems. Next is the OSA model introduced in 1983 by representing the major computers and telecom components was adopted by OSA model international standards in 1984. There are 7 OSI model. The first layer is physical layer, second layer is data link layer, third layer is network layer, fourth layer is transport layer, fifth layer is session layer, and sixth layer is presentation layer, seventh layer is application layer. First layer, physical layer. The physical layer is responsible for physical cables or wireless connections between the network nodes. It defines the connector, the electrical cable or wireless technologies connecting the devices are responsible for transmission of data, which is simply a series of OSIs and ones and zeros. And while taking care of bits is rate controls. Second layer is data link layer. The data link layer establish and terminate any connection between the two physicals connecting nodes or networks. It breaks a packet with a frame and sends the from source to destination. The layer is composed of two parts. One is link control or logic link control, which is identifier network protocol. Performance error is checking and synchronizing frames. A media axis or MAC, which is used for to connect the devices and define permission to transmit and receive the data. The third layer is network layer. Network layer has two functions. One is breaking up segment into a network packets and resembling the packets on the receiving, and the other is routing the packets to discover the best path across the physical networks. The networks layer uses network address or a typical protocol addresses to route the packets to destination node. Next is transport layer. Transport layer takes are transformed in the session layer and breaks into segments on the transmitting, and it is responsible for resembling the segments on the receiving and turning it if in the data packets it will be used in the session layer. Next, the transport layer can overflow or can control the flow, which is sends the data and the rate of matching the connection speeds and receiving the devices and error controls, checking if data was received incorrectly or not, and requesting it again. Next layer is session layer. The session layer creates the communication channel called session between the devices. It is responsible to opening sessions, ensuring they remaining open and function with while data is being transformed, and closing when the communication ends. The session layer can also be to see the checkpoint during the transformations or transforms. If session is interrupted due to an can resume the data transfer from last transformed. Next, the presentation layer. The presentation layer prepares data from the application layer. It defines as two devices to encode. It encrypts and compresses data so it has received correctly on the order of other ends. Next, the presentation layer takes any data transmitted by the application layer and prepare it for the transmission and on the session layer. The final layer is application layer. The application layer is used by the end users software such as a browser and email client. It provides the protocols that allows the software to send the receive informations and presents meaningful data to users, which are the application layer, which is useful for HTTP, FTP or SMTP or FTP, and POP and say simple emails and transferred protocols, which are domain name systems, that is called as DNS. The advantages of OSI model. The OSI model helps users and operating the computer networks, determines to the requirement hardware and software to build their networks, understand that the communicate the process followed by the components communicating across the networks. Performance troubleshooting to identify the network layer is causing an issue for focusing efforts to the other layers. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe.